the type of energy only Darren McCarty and Neil Rule can give. It's time for Big D Energy, live on Woodward Sports. Join four-time Stanley Cup champion and legendary badass Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., as they give their takes on all things Detroit sports. The number one midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
God! I told you you'd never forget this game. You will never forget this game. We don't have to talk about how tough we are. We don't have to talk about how resilient we are. We live it, man. We've been living it. Where's our defense at? Offense, that's the way to step up, man. That's the way to step up. There you go, Skip. Keep throwing up, whatever you're doing up there. That's the way to freaking lay it on the line. Guys, I'm so freaking proud of you, man. That's the way to show up. You talk about pressure, we live in pressure. That's where we freaking thrive. You did it again. You freaking did it again. All right? It doesn't matter who's playing for us. It doesn't matter what's going on. You always find a way to win. That's what champions do. This is not happenstance, man. This doesn't just happen. This has been in the making, man. This has been in the making, all right? We are all supposed to be here together, man. We're destined for this. Just stay the course. That's 12, and that's 4 in the division. All right, I got 2 game balls, all right? First one here, 6 receptions. I can't read this first one. I'm going to say 43 yards, 2 tugs. His first one since 2021. Jared Patrick.
Thank you guys, man. Thank you for embracing me. It's been a hell of a ride the past 2 years, and I wouldn't want to go on this ride with anybody else but y'all. Appreciate y'all boys.
All the stats you need is he won the freaking game again. Jake Payne.
Hey, I freaking love you guys, man. Let's get 13 next week. Yes, sir.
Hey, you guys are warriors. You're warriors. Good win. Break it down.
Hey, like he said, this just don't just fucking happen, boys. We're fucking different. Again, I'll say it again. This group's fucking different. Win on 3, 1, 2, 3. Win.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Happy Victory Friday, second consecutive Victory Friday. And Big D Energy right here. My name is Neil Rule, that guy, Sean Belesian.
Do we know what we're watching?
No.
History. Are we aware? Like, honest to goodness. It's insane. It really is insane. And you see all these videos, and they become part of our DNA now. But there's that part of you, Neil, like, honest to goodness. And I know so many of you are dragging. I was an 8-year-old last night. Honest to God, I could not fall asleep till 3:30.
Me too.
It wasn't happening. And, there's that point where you accept it. It was like 2 o'clock, and I was like, it was almost like I was running to my laptop to watch porn. To watch Lion highlights. What are you doing down there? Nothing. Oh, man. I'm watching a show. I was watching Lion highlights. I mean, so many of us can do that. It was phenomenal. It really was.
Art Vandelay. And jump right into the Woodward Sports chat thread. I just went to this one, Elite, because it's elite. And subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Get into the Art Vandelay. Sean just looks like he rolled in from a bender in Windsor. You remember those days?
Shit. More than you could ever know. Art, you know what? I think you guys, we're all kind of in that same boat right now, aren't we?
Yes.
Like, I'm not joking. I was so jacked up. It was 2 a.m. and I'm like, this is futile. Why am I even laying in bed?
Right.
Like, it's not coming. So, like get up and go do something, It was, but that's the beauty of this. And I want to give our boy Flannel a shout out, because Flannel and I were talking about this before the show started. Neil, we are at that point right now where we have to start thinking about the Detroit Lions, even with a few weeks left. Are we watching one of the best regular season teams we've ever seen? We need to have that conversation. The Lions are very close to entering that conversation of, go back and name some of those great regular season teams that we've seen. Now, obviously, we all know it. Don't take anything away from this. We all know it. This season's ultimate success or failure will be deemed on what happens in the second Sunday in February. We all know that. I think that's something that whether we want to admit it or not, we all agreed on a while back, Neil. But right now, it's fun to have those conversations. 12-1, man. 12-1. It's real. It's real.
It's there. It's there on the screen, Sean. Like that. That's what they are. That is what they are. KG in the building. KG, what's really good? Hey, pleasure running with you last night.
Oh, man, it was amazing. I appreciate you, man. But our motherfucking football team is good. That's what's good, man. Good. Man, it's absolutely amazing what we're seeing from this team, this coaching staff. I can't say enough about this team at this point, but we're going to get into it, man. Go ahead.
Spencer Raxter. Hey. Good run yesterday at second best.
Great run. Second best, electric as always. Fuck the fucking Packers, baby. Also, okay, I have two little caveats I got to get to. Number one, the Packers are my most hated football team of all time. I hate the Packers more than anybody else. But I met some Packers fans last night. Some guys from Wisconsin. Cool dudes. They're like, we love Dan Campbell, and like, they were cool guys. Vikings fans and Bears fans are way worse than Packers fans.
100%.
But I hate the Packers more than the Vikings or Bears.
I get exactly where you're coming from there. I get exactly where you're coming from. Jump into that chat.
Hey, Neil, you mind I throw two shout-outs real quick?
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Kevin from Texas who was out with us last night, man. He was with us the whole night. He's here for work, but he's a Detroit native, and he was hanging with us. He says he watches all the shows every single day. So
thanks, man.
Big shout-out to you, Kevin, and to whoever anonymous was. We got anonymous shots throughout the night. So whoever sent those 1,800 shots in those tall New Hollands, man, we appreciate you.
Called the bar, paid over the phone for a tray of 1,800 shots.
What a wonderful human being.
Yes.
Like, honestly, that's it. You are a quality human being. Can I say something about your Wisconsin thing? And Neil, I don't know if you remember this. I used to use this bit on the radio back in the day. I don't know what it is. They are the nicest people. Like, it's something. Maybe it's the cheese.
It's the number of bars.
It's the brats.
Yes.
I'm telling you, they are the nicest people.
Very nice people.
Wisconsinites. And you go to Madison, and it's got this reputation and jump around and everything, and they just look at you and smile and go, "Oh, hey, good luck to your team. Would you like a brat?"
Yeah.
I would like a brat.
Like
I would. Thank you very much.
Not to be out of line. Do you have any with the cheese in there?
Right.
Yes, we do. Those are up here on the left side.
I'm telling you, the nicest people in the union are in Wisconsin. No joke. And you know how I feel. I hate the Packers. I hate the Bears more.
Yeah.
But I have to lessen my hatred of the Packers because those people are so damn nice, and I don't want to see them suffer.
Yeah, like literally, I was talking to these two guys outside of Second Best last night, and I was like, respectfully, fuck the Packers. And they were both like, "Oh, great game, buddy." Thanks. They're like, if the Packers don't win it, we want to see the Lions win. I love Dan Campbell. I was like, you guys are so nice. Let me be mad at you.
What a great respectfully, fuck the Packers.
Yeah.
There's nothing respectfully about fuck the Packers.
Respectfully, the Detroit Lions have the best fans in the NFL. We've known this for a while, but you guys fucking showed out
when they
last
had to
night,
do it.
dude. Needed it. Biggest game of the year, biggest game of the past 10 years besides last year for the Detroit Lions. And you guys showed out. That place was rocking. Ford Field was a movie last night, dude. Just amazing show out from you guys.
And again, 6 out of 7 over the Packers. 6 out of 7. Take it.
Yeah.
Take it and love it. And Sean, I don't need this show sheet today. And Spencer, even though it just says FTP over 8 times on there, which is fine.
And in the next hour, FTP.
First hour, it's FTP.
You're right.
KG, you're never going to believe it, but guess what's at the second hour?
Second hour, FTP. But Sean, there's 100 angles. We couldn't even get to it all today. There's no way that you could break all of this down. There's no way that you could get to all of it. Too Swifty. Keep throwing up, Skip. You got Dan Skipper throwing up in the corner of the room.
Yeah.
Like,
Dan Skipper played his ass off last night.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And look, grind it. And that's the word of the day, Sean. Guys came in off the street. They produced. Like it's insane. The whole thing's insane. But this is cult. Like a lot of times I always say this, Sean. You show me culture, I'll show you a team that's winning.
100%.
And you show me a team that's losing, and I'll show you bad culture. I think culture's dependent on winning. But Sean, this team, man, when you walk through those doors, it's like D-Mac always says, you care about that man next to you more than you care about yourself, i.e. David Montgomery's blitz pickup a couple of times.
Oh, yeah.
He laid it all out there.
That's facts.
Laid it all out there. And whatever happens, happens. Whatever happens to you, and it doesn't matter, Sean.
It is, Neil, you hit the nail right on top of the head. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. I will never forget when Rasheed Wallace came to town. Whether people want to admit it or not, I don't care. People were going nuts. Bad apple. He's going to upset the apple cart. Why are we getting a guy like that? Because they had the belief, and they were right, that this culture was so strong that when in Rome, do as the Romans. And that's exactly what happened. How many times last night, let's call this ourselves out. I'll start with me. How many times did you watch a guy make a play and you're like, who the fuck is that?
I didn't know some of them.
Goodness,
Hey,
I
guys,
had no idea.
Sean, hand up in the air. There were names announced yesterday. I literally said, and this is our business. This is what we do. It's how we feed our families. I put my hand in the air and said, I do not know who that is.
Multiple times. Like, Spenny, you and I were talking about it. Like Adams,
Yeah.
right? What? Which Adams? I don't know.
Right.
Morticia?
Right.
Tuesday, Wednesday? Which Adams is it? I don't know which Adams it is.
That's funny as hell.
It was absolutely insane. But we're definitely going to get into all of it, everybody. DNC ENT. It was a divisional game decided by a walk-off field goal. Yes, I reserve the right to have been scared. And DNC ENT, I like that you come clean with that.
Yeah.
And look, yesterday when I was talking about this, people were accusing me of that. And I said, Sean, this is 4 games in 11 days, man. You just got to survive it.
Yep.
And look, to win a game by a field goal, and that's pretty much what I called for yesterday on the show.
Yeah, you did.
I was like, Lions can win this game by a field goal. By nature, when you win a game by a field goal, we still got to do a better job. There are going to be more moments of uncomfortability.
I'm so glad you said that.
There are going to be many more moments with much higher stakes than last night. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We got to clean it up a little bit, Sean.
If I was on with you guys yesterday, I'd have pissed it. I thought for sure that was an L yesterday. I mean, because I keep going back to what you and I talked about 2 weeks ago on the pregame show. This isn't supposed to be happening. How long can this continue where you have this litany of injuries and bodies dropping every game, KG?
Yeah.
Literally it's not just what we already have, but it's like, oh no. Look who's limping off the field now. This defies the National Football League as we know it. Let's be honest, and I don't think I'm being overly dramatic. This isn't supposed to happen in the National Football League. And here we are. It is happening in the National Football League.
I'm at a point with this team now where I was already super confident about what the hell we got going on here, but at this point, you almost just got to expect it. Like, we cannot make excuses for this team anymore. It is much like, you know, when the Kansas City Chiefs start to get good, then you have to just live and die with the results no matter what it is. A lot of people made a lot about Dan Campbell's 4th down decisions, but without those decisions, you do not win that ball game. They are getting closer and closer. I'm so glad that they're facing adversity now. Let's just say that, because in the playoffs, you need games like this. You're going to face a lot of one-score games like this, and you're going to have to execute no matter what the circumstances are with this team. And I'm glad you brought up culture, Neil, because listen, you need football guys that absolutely love to play this game. This is why they get so much production out of the last spot on the practice squad. You know, this is why they get so much production out of men on the street. This is why they're so selective in who they bring into this culture, because you have to be wanting and loving to play football in order to go out and win games like you won last night with all of the injuries staring you in the face.
And before we go to break, I do have to shout out to I didn't watch the post-game show, but I can only imagine the victory laps that Stick was taking, because Jared Goff went out there and he took care of business, especially after that interception, bounced right back. But something we jokingly, lovingly throw around at Jared Goff is we talk about his elite handoffs. This is an elite handoff. That is an elite handoff.
Unbelievable.
That is not even a joke.
No.
That won them the game. An elite handoff. So shout out to Jared Goff, man.
Do you know how
100%.
lucky we are that a hand didn't come in and just touch the heel?
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
Taps him on the toe. Game over.
Anything. I mean, just a dude
Well, they were
reaching
tied.
in.
It wasn't game over.
Well, yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's just
Sometimes you need
unbelievable.
luck,
but
man.
you know what? It's nice to live the charmed life a little bit, isn't it? And we're living the charmed life right now, whether we want to admit it or not. I don't care.
You need shit to bounce your way
1,000.
during the NFL season, but this is more so about execution. And they went out there and they executed. You were saying it last night on the broadcast. This is a championship move. This is a champion responding drive.
Yep.
Like
Twice.
every single time that the Packers gave them something, they answered back, and that's what champions do.
All right, we're going to get into it. I did want to real quick, too, shout out the folks at Varchas, by the way. They sent over a case. They got a big bourbon release coming up tomorrow. As a matter of fact, they gave us a sample of all the wares, single barrel proofs, finished cognac, ruby port, sherry barrels, all of it. They sent it all over. And this is real cool, too. They're over there. They're just down the road, like literally just down the road there from Oakland Mall on Chicago Road. They're doing Distillery Daddy Daycare. You can drop off the bourbon lover in your family, do all your holiday shopping, and when you return for your adult child, they'll be full of bourbon and barbecue.
I bet it tastes good.
Yeah.
That's such a good.
So go on over there. Shankar Distillers, everybody.
Shout
They're here,
out.
man. Go check them out, dude. They do great work, and this is elite. It's all 118 proof plus.
You
by
know
the
where
way,
this is
KG.
going. We're going to have to make them a sponsor, man, in a minute.
Hey, man, just keep sending them over, man.
Tell him to hit up Brady.
Yep, no doubt.
Hit up Brady or Chris.
Burn, our Madden auto-generated players were balling last night. Who is Turner?
Ezekiel Turner made some plays.
Yeah, man.
A couple games. He's been spot duty like all-star.
Yeah.
Like you got 3 snaps a game, man. Go make a play, and he fucking has. It's man. I don't think it's physically possible for me to love a team more than I love this Detroit
That's a
Lions team.
fact.
They are just so fucking awesome.
There's no better perfect match,
It's
too.
perfect.
There's no better perfect match.
Yeah.
There's just not. Real quick before we ride out, Art Vandelay. During that game-winning field goal, I was yelling into the TV, "Let LaFleur walk."
Yes.
He needs to learn.
His
Oh
hilarious.
my! I'm getting into that. The first thing, we're doing the 4th down thing first
Yeah.
because we need to cut the shit and get into that.
He looked like a child last night. Like a fucking child that literally like a spoiled brat. Oh my God, it was amazing to do that.
Okay, let's
All
go
right.
to the break.
Yesterday was a long day, right? It was a long night, great time at second best. But you know how I woke up and was so chipper this morning? Even with the Lions' victory, it was Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Start your day off right. Freshly made, locally sourced specialty coffee delivered right to your door. Just subscribe at SabbathCoffeeRoasters.com. Use code word Woodward to get 25% off your first subscription order. Wake up, enjoy game day right, and support local with Sabbath Coffee Roasters.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and WoodwardSports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Neil Rule here for Woodward Merch, everybody. That's right. Black Friday sale still going in. Shop.woodwardsports.com. Whole new line of Detroit football wearables. Shop.woodwardsports.com. Get them all, everybody. Get them. 12-1. Get in. Shop.woodwardsports.com. WSN 10% off. All right, here we go. We're just getting into it
Cut
right
the
now.
shit.
Let's
Dive
cut
in.
the shit,
Let's
everybody, because I want to talk about this. Stick and I got into it last night.
My dad.
Really?
I have a text here from my dad. I got it. It was live as soon as it happened. He said, "No need to put your depleted defense in a bind like that. Punt the ball." That was the one when they went for it on their own 30.
At their own
or
30.
whatever. Yeah.
And I'm talking, hey, you know I have mad respect for Danny
Yes,
Raxter.
for sure.
Mad respect. And I respect Stick.
But
And Sean, you may even get uncomfortable. And I have the feeling you're going to get uncomfortable with this.
Okay,
I
I'm listening.
believe you are.
I'm listening.
Now, you not as much because you've come to acceptance.
100%.
Yeah.
You come to
I have.
and why is that,
Everybody
Sean?
should. Everybody should.
Thank you.
Really, all we have to do is look at coaching tendencies, right? So why are we surprised when he does something that falls in line with what his coaching tendencies are? And I'm going to say it again, Neil, we use the C word almost in vain, okay? Culture. But this culture is real. We've all seen it. You guys have seen it from afar. I've seen it up close. I cannot stress into words how differently this is. Part of this culture is this coach and this staff's undying belief in the guys that are out there. Period. End of story. I know you're going to go down the math route, and I'm looking forward to hearing the logic behind it. But you guys, seriously, we can't, out of this side of our mouth, talk about how great the culture is and everybody's playing for each other and everybody loves the coach and everybody's singing Kumbaya and not accept and eventually say out of this side of the mouth, part of that is he says, I believe in you guys, go.
Yep.
That's part of it. It is.
Absolutely.
And players love that shit. Players love that shit. Yeah. How many times have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen, when the obligatory camera zoom in on a quarterback or an offense when it's a 4th and 2, a 4th and 1? Have you ever seen the guy go, let's kick it. Let's kick it. Never.
Never, not once.
Yep.
They all want to go for it. You'll see a quarterback go like this. You'll see him go like that. You'll see the offensive lineman go like this, like saying, come on, let's go. They want to do it. Coach lets them do it. And you know what? It's worked out, hasn't it?
Jordan Love wanted to do it last night.
He sure did.
He did.
And
He
Matt,
sure did.
and Matt LaFleur said no.
He sure did.
And that is the difference. Number one, that's the difference. That's the difference between these two teams. Now, there's other stuff that weaves its way into it, namely Dan Campbell v. Matt LaFleur, by the way. More on him later.
Oh, yeah, please.
Oh, we're getting in on him.
You little cuck.
The Ryan.
That's it. That's the term exactly.
Matt LaFleur, you little cuck.
He sits
Keep
in the
watching
chair.
on the sidelines, you cuck. Dan Campbell's a man of action.
When he goes into his hotel room, he sits in that chair.
He sits in that chair.
Yeah.
And Dan
That's a
Campbell's in there plowing his wife.
Now that's where I'm getting off the highway.
All right.
But okay, whatever, Spenny. You do you. We're all feeling it today.
Call Matt LaFleur a cock.
Dog.
All right. It is a Victory Friday, isn't it?
My man's is the Ryan Day of the NFL.
Facts.
He's the Ryan Day of the NFL.
Okay, here's the deal on it, everyone. When that happened, and now we're going down the math route,
All right,
and
I'm
I'm
here.
telling you, I do not know this. I have not sat and drank with Dan Campbell, though I would like to.
I would like to do that as well.
man.
I would
That-
like to and talk. I would like to talk about the 4th down stuff.
He and I are.
I don't want to talk football. It's a bucket list goal of mine to just slam beers with Dan Campbell, headbang to some Metallica, and just rage.
And then go to the gym.
And then go to the gym. Yeah.
Spenny, you know what? I'll bring the dip. We can all pack a big fat
Oh,
dip
yeah.
because that dude always has a lipper. Let's go.
He's
you
always
know
got
it'd
the
be
chaw.
a blast. It'd be a blast.
No doubt. But anyway, when that happened, Lions had to lead 24-21. There was, about a minute 30 to go in the 3rd quarter. So, i.e., there's 16 and a half minutes left in the game. All right? And I'm not even going to go down the road of, and for the Danny Raxters of the world that say, how are you going to put your defense in that position? What I think was going through their mind was, at that point of the game, if we go for it, worst case scenario, we go for it, we get stopped, they score a touchdown, which was what happened. Worst case scenario happened. That comes at the price of us getting 3 possessions to their 2 the rest of the way. The rest of the way. To where if we punt this and they matriculate the ball down the field and they take 6 minutes off the clock, then the possessions are 3-2 in their favor. That's the math, everybody. That's the math. And if it works, you get it, you keep it pushing, you're still the boss, you can make it a 2-score game with the score. If the worst case scenario happens, Green Bay scores a touchdown, all right, we're going to get the pill theoretically 3 times to their 2. That's the decision. And that time frame in the game, that's what that affords you, because there's only 16 minutes left. Think about it for a second, guys. You get 11-ish possessions in a night or in a game. That's all you get.
Yep.
If you can flip that to be 3-2, then you're going to do it. This is the next level thinking that's going on.
Absolutely.
It's not just and for the sticks out there, they're like, wait, you can't do that to your defense and everything. Like, it's not about the defense.
No, it isn't.
If your defense gets the stop, cool. And they hold them to a field goal, cool. We're tied in and we got the pill. I like where we're staring. If they score, we get it 3 times to their 2. That's it, Sean. It's not a magic formula. It's not analytical. It's common sense.
I love your logic, and this is where we all talk about being cocky Lion fans now, because I think in one way, shape, or form we're all guilty of it. Neil, to your point, as you were describing that, at what point in time did you understand this game was over? When the Packers tied it at 31, okay? When they didn't score the touchdown, when they tied it at 31, I shit you not. I was in a room full of guys, and I go, see you guys later.
Bingo.
I swear to God, I did. I'm not joking. And they're like, there's no way you're leaving. And I was like, I'm not leaving, but that's my way of telling you this shit is over. The Lions are getting the ball back. The question is, how close are they going to get into Jake Bates' range? And again, Campbell going for it on 4th down, which, okay, Neil, I got to be honest with you on that 4th down. I was going, Dan, maybe you can just kick the field goal. I understand why you don't give the Packers any chance if you convert on that 4th down. But honest to goodness, to your point, we got the pill last. There was a shitload of time. There was no question in my mind that we were going to matriculate our way into field goal position. And it was like that. A couple passes and there we were. We were already, I found myself going, okay, it'd be 55 now. Well, that's in his range. No worries. Oh, cool. You want to move it up even more? Okay, you go ahead and do that. So I agree with your logic there, man. I do. And it's easy to be Friday morning quarterback, and I know it's going to catch us at some point in time. You know, you're going to hear those types of things, but this is what the Lions are now. Like, we need to accept it. If we're going to hug this and we're going to inject that DNA, this is part of the DNA. This is part of what makes this Lion team this Lion team.
And Sean, the bottom line is this. They did it in the second quarter in the same fashion. They got the ball. They got the ball for the final 5.5 minutes.
Yep, 5:35.
The Packers got it to take a knee. They essentially took the final 5.5 minutes of the second quarter, and they took the final 3.5 minutes of the fourth quarter. Green Bay got no possessions.
Yep.
They didn't touch the football, and that's how you win in today's NFL. Everybody thinks it's like getting a stop. No, it's keeping the ball. If you have the ball, you win. You're the boss. And, Sean, the Lions are the boss. When they play football games, they put pressure on you. They are the boss. They're keeping the football. There is nothing you can do about it, especially if you're Matt LaFleur. You're definitely not going to do anything about it. And Jordan Love can sit on the sidelines with that puzzled look on his face. It's very simple, Jordan Love. We have the football. You do not. You're not getting it back. The game is over. Period. End of story. Like, this is very simple. Everybody that got worked up, Stick included, about them going for it on 4th down, they're the boss. Yeah. The boss. They dictate, Sean. And this is something that's never happened with this Lions team.
You just spoke to my hockey fan, which isn't very hard. Puck possession.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
How good were the Red Wings?
If you have the puck,
if
you don't lose.
If you have the puck, I like my chances. I really do. If the puck's on my stick a majority of the game, I really like my chances to win said game. I do. It's amazing how that works itself out. And no, you're right. And Neil, I think sometimes not enough is said about the end of a half. Obviously, we talk so much about the end of the game, but what they did at the end of the half was beautiful. Yes, 100%. Don't give them an opportunity to get the ball. Yeah, I know they're getting the ball to start the third quarter, and give them credit. They scored the touchdown, then got the ball back and scored the other one, and all of a sudden we had a brand new game. But there's nothing like extending a lead to double digits just before halftime.
And Sean,
There's nothing like
that is it. Even still, yet and still, and this is where people need to get out of their feelings. Even when the Packers scored 14 points in 2 minutes, the Lions were still the boss. They had the football. Everything was on serve. All they had to do was keep
scoring. We can take the lead right back.
That's
really.
it. And it took you scoring 14 points in 2 minutes to even get back into this game.
Yep.
I want everyone to understand the work of art that happened last night.
Yep.
It was truly beautiful.
It was. And I want to take the break and I want to pick this back up
Yeah,
because I want to
absolutely.
get the people's thoughts on it as well. Because Sean Belizean's right. Get comfortable with it.
And Dan Campbell is becoming more and more of a cerebral coach. And it's beautiful to see.
And shout out to Paul Thomas in the Woodward Sports Chat. He said, Neil, you got to be somewhat elderly to remember this, but this team feels like the 1984 Tigers, where you could just feel it happening in real time.
That's a fact.
It's true.
That's the only time I want to hear about the 84 Tigers.
Amen.
That's the only time I want to hear about the 84 Tigers.
I mean, they got out to a 35-5 start and played 500 the rest of the way. You know, like that's it's not like this.
No.
It's even that team is not like they got out to an unprecedented start and then just kind of coasted and won the World Series because they had better talent. Like that's what that one was. This is bad boy Piston stuff here.
No, for real.
That's what this is. This
Dominance.
is bad boy.
They grind out every game.
and they beat you the fuck up.
Yes.
This is bad boy. They're bad. They're the bad boys in football.
Dude, I
Those
was
fucking
sitting
hits.
there last night while I swear I was not looking at porn. I was looking at football stuff. I was sitting
Sean,
there.
is
No,
that you
really.
again?
This time I can say, no, I am not watching Tory Lane.
Sean,
this
put your
is one of
finger
the-
away.
How'd I pull that name?
man.
That's so. Where did that name come from?
Yeah, man.
That's so weird. Shout out Sasha Grey. But
Shout
listen,
out Sasha
this-
Grey.
oh my God.
Shout out Sasha Grey.
Holy mother of the Lord. But
Who is that?
I have no idea. But listen,
Just do a quick Google search.
listen. One of those things that I did last night is I found 85 Bears, right? 91 Redskins, 2,000 Ravens, 07 Patriots. Like, I don't feel guilty having these conversations when you rolled up to a 12-1 record. If you want to be that guy, you could say, it's a little premature yet. Wait till we're 15-1 or 16-1. Okay, fine, but you guys, 12-1, we've never seen this in our life.
Nope.
What are we doing here? Like, embrace it, enjoy it, stay up and let that be your porn.
Just like Sasha Grey, you'll see some things you've never seen before.
Yes.
What about the
And you'll
pregame
see
show?
some things you've never seen before in the pregame show as well. I don't know. I just wanted to run with it. Sasha Grey watches, I heard.
Shout out, friend to the show.
Big fan of your work.
All right. It all starts at Woodward in Maine, 8 to 9 a.m. Terry Foster, Matthew Broder, and then myself
See
and
ya,
Sean
Bella in the
Belizean
chat.
step in the New Holland Brewing Company pregame show brought to you by Sabbath Coffee Roasters and Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. We're waiting on a time for the following Sunday. You think last night was an electric factory in that place? The Bills are coming to town.
Yes, sir, they are. Yes, sir, they are.
MVP on the line.
Yes.
Sean and I will be on the air. Terry Foster, Matthew Broder will be on the air. It only gets better, everybody.
Yes.
We're doing football game days better than any. Thousands of you were tapped in all
Yes.
day. Somebody was on there last night, Sean, on the watch party. They're like, I've been watching Woodward. I've never not had Woodward on all day. Thank you guys, by the way.
Appreciate you.
Our guy Kevin came up from Dallas to go to the watch party.
Shout out Nitty Gritty. He was at second best.
Hey, shout out Nitty Gritty in the
buying
chat.
some shots.
Thank you all. Thank you all.
Yes.
Nobody does it better. Woodward Sports Network.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer. Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
1800 Tequila is the official tequila of the Woodward Sports Watch Party and post-game show. They are also a proud partner of the Detroit Lions. You can see they've got the black jersey themed bottles right there. They're in stores now. Go get one. I got one
Those
for
are
me.
dope.
It's almost empty, the one I got at home.
Well, it's a stunner.
Make sure you go check it out. 1800 Tequila, the smoothest tasted tequila, and please drink responsibly.
That shit was hitting last night.
All right, keeping it pushing. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Victory Friday. Second consecutive victory. For Lions are so good, we get back-to-back Victory Fridays because we're built like that. Neil Rule, Sean Belizian in for DMAC, KG, Spencer Raxter, thousands of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. Jump into there. Get your thoughts out there. I'm doing a bad job with the chat thread. I promise you I will do better. I will catch it up like this. Woodward Sports chat thread. Thomas Perry, shout out to the dude in here that bet $500 on Green Bay plus 3.5. Can't remember who you are, but cheers if you see this. And yeah, dude, we talked about it. Lions by 3. It was never not going to be Lions by 3. Nick Hedigan, I'm just here for the Neil show. No, I told you, Nick, I'm going in on the fourth down thing because it's time to take a stand and get people to understand it. And I feel like I did a good job.
No, you did a great job.
Sean got it. I feel like Billy Idol got it. How come nobody else got it? Like I think did I convert you at all on that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. But consider I didn't have a horrible time with it anyway. I really didn't because I think it's part of their DNA, but you kind of added the oomph to it that made me say, okay, yeah, no big deal.
Mike, go ahead.
I was going to say, shout out to Phil in the Woodward Sports chat. He says, Spenny, last night was your best show ever. I was so fired up with your takes. Last night, outside of opening day, last night was the most fun I've had doing a broadcast in my time here at Woodward Sports. Shout out to Second Best. Shout out to Lions fans. I was fucking fired up, dude. Yeah. I wasn't even drunk yet. I was
fired up now.
I was like 2-3 tallers in. Like 7-8 tallers later, I was drinking water in the fourth quarter. But it just an amazing environment. So much fun. Shout out to New Holland Brewing Company, Second Best, Tullamore New Irish Whiskey, Sabbath Coffee Roasters, Les Stanford Chevrolet, all you guys showing out, man. I get to talk about sports and I get paid for it, dude. Like, what are we talking about?
You know what? These are the glory days, man. Step back and take a big, deep breath.
It'll never be more fun than this, right, Sean?
No, absolutely,
Sean. Right?
I always say the worst thing that can happen is when the expectations are there. Like the 2006 Tigers was the most magical. Where the did that come from?
So organic.
That I can ever remember. And then it was over.
Yep.
And you sat back and you said, man, it sucks that they won the World Series, but it's never going to be like that for a long time.
Until
the 2024 Tigers came along.
Absolutely. And now next year.
It took 18 years.
And now next year, I can already feel like the animosity building. We'll get there.
It's not today.
We could be looking at the best defense of all time next year.
Listen.
We could be looking at the greatest defense in the history of the NFL.
Zadarius Smith and Hutch are lock, stock, and ready to rock.
Yes, we'll have the best defensive end combo, the best defensive tackle combo, the best linebacker combo, and the best safety combo in the league next year.
But that's the reality of it. I mean, that's wonderful. That's great. That'll be so exciting. But if the Lions don't win the Super Bowl this year,
it's a bust.
It's a failure.
You know what? Everybody's going to go, are we the Bills? Are we the Man, I can't believe we lost that game. Suddenly going 15-2 will be a dagger. Going 14-3 will be an absolute
And Sean,
failure.
the league is full of that right now.
1,000%.
Lamar Jackson's on that arc. Josh Allen's on that arc.
Sure is.
This is how this league works, dude.
Sir.
Everyone's on different stops of the highway right now. Lamar Jackson is, I have to win a Super Bowl to validate my career. Josh Allen is in the spot, Spenny, and you like Josh Allen a lot.
I do.
But make no mistake.
That's my guy. I claimed him first.
He is in the spot, Spenny.
Yeah.
He has to win a Super Bowl. Has to. Anything else is a failure.
And to be real, he got to beat Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
When it matters.
When it matters. There's extra even on him.
Yeah,
like Lamar's just got to win. Like, find a way to win.
Yeah.
Josh Allen's got to do it and provide it.
Can I go back to Dan Campbell's comments after the Frisco loss last year? I will say this until I'm blue in the face. What he said was 1,000% true, and so many people got worked up about it. It's not that easy to get back to the point. Remember when Dan said that? Oh, Dan, I came. Again, everybody has this linear thinking. Well, if you got to this point, that means that next year will be that point, and next year will be. It doesn't work that way very often at all. The Pistons did that when I was younger, the bad boy Pistons that you spoke of, okay? We couldn't beat Dominic Wilkins. We beat Dominique Wilkins.
Yeah.
We couldn't beat the Celtics. We beat the Celtics. We couldn't beat the Lakers. We beat the Lakers. So that was that linear thinking. It doesn't always work that way. And I thought it was the smartest statement that Dan Campbell could make, because that wasn't just talking to the fan base. That was talking to every guy in that room. And every guy that came back. Hey, guys, listen, we have to work harder. And even if we work harder, there's no guarantee that we're going to be back to this exact point next year. This looks like a team to me that's on a mission. And
team of
even
destiny.
with the parts where, hey, look, KG started at end today. KG
Right.
made 3 right?
Off the street.
Everybody comes in and understands their part of the continuance of that. And it's beautiful. That's the reality of where we're at today, Neil, because far too often you have those teams. Spenny and I had a long-winded conversation about Dan Marino. Like, I don't think the younger generations understand how fucking good Dan Marino was, right?
Yeah.
This is a guy,
I like him in Bad Boys too.
Yeah,
I like him in Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
like his second year goes to the Super Bowl, and you're like, oh, how many Super Bowls this guy's going to win? Nothing. Never even got back again. Quite frankly, never even got close again. That's the National Football League, man. It really is.
I got to do a quick shout out to, I've said it already a couple times this week. I've stood on business with this. Jaden Reed, Spartan Dog, probably my favorite Michigan State Spartan ever that I had. Just the moments being in there in the snow, watching him catch that touchdown against Penn State.
But
he went on Amon-Ra St. Brown's podcast earlier in the year. He said, just wait until I come to Detroit. We're still waiting, bud. 0 catches, 0 yards.
No, see,
what are we waiting for?
We're not waiting. He
Love you,
came
brother.
back. He came back.
Yeah.
Got in the bus, went back home.
Yep.
Like that. That's it.
Man.
Look at
Spenny's got that look again.
Spenny,
by the way, in a conversation for 2, Jeremy Langford.
Yeah, I love Jeremy Langford.
That's if I had to pick one.
Yeah.
For me, Andre Rison, and I'm not even a Spartan at all.
He
but
was phenomenal.
It's a good pull.
Andre Rison's incredible.
That bowl
All
game
right,
against Short
I
Hill.
want to keep it timely because I do want to touch on the 4th down thing again because I have another couple numbers for everybody.
Ooh, I love
and
it.
then I want to get into the Matt LaFleur, Jordan Love angle of it. There's a whole bunch of it. There's a Brad Holmes angle to this, obviously.
It's always a Brad Holmes angle.
Always a Brad Holmes angle.
Like, guys, the Detroit Lions are 12-1.
Enjoy the ride.
Does not make sense.
And we're sitting here drinking Varchaz bourbon, by the way, aged in
right.
wine barrels. Spenny, where are
And
we
if you
going?
want a haircut, all you got to do is go to Lady Jane's because they've got the best talented stylist you could ask for, and you can get a $20 haircut. Where else can you get a $20 haircut? Scan that QR code in the corner and get your coupon. And it's not just a haircut. It comes with a hot leather neck shave, a scalp massage, and a hot towel treatment from one of our lovely, talented stylists. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. Walk in, sit right down, and get the King's treatment. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
This holiday season, recharge with the Planet Fitness Black Card for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. So instead of fighting a stranger over a T-Rex, bring a friend for free and work out on the TRX. Instead of freezing in line for a deal, relax with some hydro massage feels. Instead of in-laws in your face.
Did you hear the owl?
Get some space at any of our 2,600 locations with the PF Black Card. Just $1 down, $24.99 a month. Deal ends Friday, December 6th.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. Detroit sports. Make sure you listen to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz next 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports. Thank you to the Detroit Lions and Sheila Hamp for the best season in Lions history. Now it's time to let Brad Holmes cook. Woodward Sports.
Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Scan the QR code on the screen. Use promo code Woodward1000. Make your first deposit. Make your first bet.
Take the over on Sasha Grey mentions.
Enough.
Right.
There's some Abella
Now
danger
look,
there.
you can bet on anything on Caesar Sportsbook.
Dangerous.
You can't bet on that. All right, you can't bet on that, but you can bet on pretty much the World Series of Poker, perhaps. Whatever you want to do, it's over there on Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Again, guys, if you're enterprising, listen to me here. You can scan the QR code on the screen. You can make your first deposit. You can make your first bet up to $1,000. You get it back as a bonus bet if you lose. If you got a longer shot that you want to take a shot on, you see where I'm going with this, everybody? You can do that on Caesar Sportsbook. The markets, they're all available to you. The app is clean. It doesn't glitch. The live lines update flawlessly, everybody. All right? Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. All right. And look, but just to let you guys in, Neil Rule, Sean Belizian, by the way, in for DMAC, KG, Spencer Raxter, Big D Energy, Victory Friday. And we're
Victory Friday again.
A Victory Friday again for the second time in 7 days. Sean, as Sean was walking out during the break, he came over to me. And, Sean, I'm going to pull the curtain back a little bit. And you've been in this game a long time, longer than me. You said you have to embrace... And I'm adding to this. You have to embrace how this is unstructured today. We're going to go where you guys want to go. We're going to go where we want to go because this is where we are. We have a 12-1 football team. And we're just here. We're all here together right now. There's thousands of you right now because we're all feeling the same way. We're in it. We're in it. And there's not some cliche broadcasting thing. Guys, we're talking.
Yeah.
Like that's all we're doing right now. We're just talking about it. But, Sean, I want to go back to the fourth down thing because and there are a lot of people in the chat. Mike O, Neil, you're always thinking 3 possessions ahead. I'm not, Mike O.
No.
They are.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to cast a light on because you're not getting this on the flagship station or a television station. You're not getting this kind of discussion. You're just tell me the last time they talked about flipping possessions and making it 3-2 to in the fourth quarter. They haven't, and they won't because they can't. They can here. That's probably why you guys are here. Woodward Sports chat thread. Art Vandalay. As soon as the Packers kicked the field goal to tie the game, I knew the game was over. I did too. Nice penalty, by the way. More on that later.
Crash out Quay.
Oh, yeah. Every day. Every time.
Tremendous one. Unfortunately, Neil, no one's going to listen to you except for the guys right in front of you. And tremendous. But that's why I talk about this stuff, man. Look, for real. Spenny, does it make sense? Does what I say make sense? I don't know that it's fact.
Yes, it makes 100% sense. You want the ball in your hands more than you don't have the ball. You want your offense out there more than your defense, especially when your defense is so depleted. You need that offense, especially when they're moving the ball however the fuck they want.
Exactly.
Dude. Oh, my God.
And
This
they
team
couldn't
is so
run it.
good.
Yep.
Yeah.
They couldn't run it, and they still did what they wanted to.
Jared Goff, the 2 losses that the Lions have had their 2 recent losses, Tampa Bay and the 49ers, Jared Goff threw the ball like 30, 40 times, and everybody's like, they went out there and Jared Goff threw the ball 40 times, and they fucking won.
And did what they wanted.
Packers, fuck you, Green Bay. Green Bay's not a real place. Cheese is overrated anyway.
It's not a real city. It's not.
It's not a real city. It's not.
It's not a real city. There's no buildings.
Yeah. No, that's not a real city.
It's Sterling Heights.
Yeah, with a little more.
It's Sterling Heights
with a little
or
more judgment.
It's Warren.
Yeah.
With a little more judgment.
Here's the funny thing, and Neil, I applaud you for trying to explain it, and I think that's the right play. Whether you like it or not is inconsequential. That's what the fucking Lions are. That's what they are. Like, have you been watching? This is part of their DNA now. This is Dan Campbell. So really, whether you like it or not, that doesn't mean anything. This is what they're going to do. They're going to do it, and more often than not, they're going to be successful. Not always. Not every 4th down wacky zany conversion are they going to pop, but more often than not, they're going to do it. Get used to it. It isn't going anywhere. Quite frankly, guys, I thought that died in the Frisco game last year, in the NFC Championship game, and after that, we wouldn't have those conversations anymore. We're going to continue to have those conversations. I understand it to a point, but I think you're wasting valuable air. Because Dan Campbell's going to keep doing that. That's what he does.
And I'm trying to help shed a light on the why.
Yeah.
That's the why. Like, I know it's technically analytics, but it's really not. It's just basic math, as a good friend of mine likes to say.
Yeah.
It's simple math. Like, that's what it is. My good buddy Jack, by the way, and I always said, like, if we ever get to, like, the national level, I would hire my buddy Jack in a second. Like, I would write that in the contract.
Yeah.
I asked him about it. I said, Jack, what's the Lions plus minus on points and 4th downs over even after that Packers touchdown, after they missed the 4th down tonight, like that 4th down in it? He said, if you want to give them a -7 on that drive for that, which is debatable, but let's be generous to the haters. He said, we were plus 4 points tonight, and we were plus 8 points in Green Bay.
Come on, man.
Have a good weekend.
Mic drop.
And that's for the Danny Racksters and the Sticks out there.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
understand this. I say this with all due respect.
Yeah.
Danny Rackster's tougher than I am. I drink bourbon aged in I drink
fought in
Barches
wars.
bourbon aged in wine barrels. He drinks scotch.
And he fought in wars.
And he fought wars.
Danny
I
and
did
I
not.
need to get together. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
you
you
and my
guys.
Danny and I can have.
He's more. You're more weathered than I am.
Danny-
You and my
Danny's
dad
more weathered.
watching a hockey game, eating some brisket.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be,
I'll get a good rye. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
okay. We can do that.
So, but that's my point though, and you people are never going to be comfortable with it. But Sean, guess what? This is never comfortable.
It's
and this is
never
the other
comfortable.
overriding point I want to drive to everyone. And I talked about it earlier, Sean. The Kansas City Chiefs last year, when we think about the Chiefs last year, we think, well, yeah, they won the Super Bowl. They were never not going to win the Super Bowl. They went 11-6. They played 2 one-score games in the playoffs. They were up against it in Buffalo. But the Chiefs were never not going to win, right?
You know what? I keep bringing that up, too. I mean, they lost to Aiden O'Connell last year.
Yes, they
and
did.
nearly lost to Aiden O'Connell last week. I mean,
That's a fact.
where we're at. So that puts it in perspective for you. I mean, I have watched so many teams meander their way. I always go back to those Giant teams. That Giant team that won the Super Bowl the second time around literally had to wait to the final game of the year to make the playoffs. Seriously. And it was, of course, the Dallas Cowboys. It wasn't just anybody. It was the Dallas Cowboys who were waiting to implode upon themselves. And they got into the playoffs at 9-7, and all of a sudden, oh my gosh, what the heck happened to the Giants? Well, this is what's happening for the Lions right now. And at 12-1, and 3 and 4 deep on this roster. Embrace it. Love it. I like, honest to goodness, what could you possibly have to be upset about this entire situation right now? This is the ultimate victory Friday. It really is. I mean, we won 3 and 4 deep, KG. I mean, legitimately 3 and 4 deep.
Yeah.
I don't know, Neil. You have the chat in front of you. I'm not looking at it. For anybody to bitch about this stuff, man, check yourself. Check yourself today. Seriously.
And it's not a coincidence that it coincides with the fact that they're a good team now.
Yep.
It's not a coincidence. In the chat, a tour. Have Neil tell D-Mac to his face when the Wings got swept by the Devils that it was a failure. Call him a failure to his face, Neil. A tour. On Tuesday when he's back in, send the message again, because I'll probably forget, and I will look over at D-Mac. And D-Mac, do you view that year as a failure? And you know what D-Mac will do?
What?
He will look right into that camera and say,
absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
100% he will.
I've had that conversation with him many times over the years. So
Sean,
that's the wrong play.
Ator thought he did something.
Yeah, that's the wrong play.
Thought you ate with that one.
So nice flex. I will do it too. Please, someone please remind me on Tuesday for a tour.
Yep.
Somebody please, because I'll forget. But I will. I'll look right in D-Mac's eyes and say, D-Mac, it seemed like a failure. Was it a failure? And he'll look you in the eye and say, you're goddamn right it was.
Mm-hmm.
That series was over like that. It really it was really, I've never gosh, that was such a strange series.
That was
really
the biggest letdown in the history of my
It
fandom.
was incredible. Well, because of course they were going to beat the New Jersey Devils.
Of course.
Of course they were.
I was all excited the Devils were in there.
Right? It's jeez.
Last couple here. Danny G. Packers stacked the ish out of that box, LMAO. Oh, no, 100% they did.
Yeah.
But all right, let's do this then. Let's take the break. When we come back, I want to get into the Matt LaFleur angle because I'm gonna warp this into something I talked about yesterday. And you saw it, and I saw it on the face of Jordan Love, and we all saw it on the face of Matt LaFleur, and I love it because this is our team, everybody. This is our Detroit Lions.
This is our team. We bleed blue.
Speaking of second best or third best or fifth best.
Like I want it like do they
Spenny,
know it's Christmas?
can we do
like
it?
We're all
I can
standing
pull one.
behind
Yeah.
Spenny.
Okay.
You want me to find one?
Yeah, we'll find a version of it. But in the meantime, I'll tell you about second best, everybody.
I'll record
Spenny
one.
knows. Spenny knows. Easy knows.
Oh,
He doesn't know quarterbacking in the NFL, but he knows that second best slaps. And by the way, Easy texted me, Sean, and he's like, second best, Neil. Choose one, the chicken sandwich or the wings. I'm like, Sean would murder me if I didn't say the wings.
He hit me up. It's funny. He asked me. He said, "What are those wings?" I said, "Get the dry rub wings. They're phenomenal."
And he had them, and he sent me a text at like 6:30 this morning. He's like, you were right. So that just tells you all you need to know. Yeah. The food's on fire there. The Woodward Sports pregame show is there. 42 Watson Street in downtown Detroit. You're like 2 blocks away from LCA. I was there on Tuesday night for the Pistons game.
Yeah.
Walked out of second best, made a left, walked 2 blocks, boom, I was in LCA. That's the way that it works. If you're going to a concert, whatever you got going on downtown, go through there. And tell them Woodward Sports sent you, as a matter of fact. Tons of Tullamore Dew Irish whiskey, elite food. It's just a good time, everybody. I love it down there. Second best, come get some.
And let me tell you about the Salvation Army. When you give to the Salvation Army, your donation makes it possible to serve our community's most vulnerable 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. The Salvation Army of Metro Detroit's 2024 Red Kettle Christmas campaign fundraising goal is $7 million. Your contribution will help provide love beyond Christmas to individuals in need of food, shelter, and compassion. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to donate.sagreatlakes.org to donate. You guys know what it is. It's the Salvation Army. You know your money's going to a good place when you donate with them. Help the less fortunate with the Salvation Army.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and WoodwardSports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Spenny and I were literally just talking about taller.
Yeah. I drank like 14.
I love your testimony. Seriously, that was great. Like literally a minute before that came up. Neil.
All right, New Holland. Local company, Michigan company, west side of the state. They take their New Holland small batch gin. They mix it with grapefruit puree. Spencer, was that the first time you had it?
No.
Okay,
Oh,
I was going to say.
No, they're just the best.
Total Wine, Meyer. Go get a pallet of them.
Now.
You better.
Yeah, they're really good. Like,
I told you. That shit.
Am I wrong?
Legitimately the best canned cocktail you can get.
No, and you know what it is? It sneaks up on you in a good way, too. Not me, I'm going to knock you on your back. It sneaks up to you in a good way where we're 3 deep into the show, and it's like, all right.
Because I'm a gin man, too.
Yeah.
I'm a gin man.
I am at heart. That's, my Renaissance guy in my lifestyle came with gin originally.
It was the Hendrix got me. I was a Hendrix man for a while. Taller long drink, man, they are actually legitimately very good.
No doubt.
Your mind on your money and your money on your mind.
Yes.
That's right.
Woodward Sports chat thread.
Gin and grapefruit
Hank
puree.
White 122. No, not
juice.
buying into that 4th down on the 30 madness. I can't help you anymore.
Yeah.
Do you want 3 possessions to 2 or do you want 2 possessions to 3, Hank? What do you want, Hank? Hank, I can't reach you. I tried. I want the record to show I tried with Hank White 122.
We always talk about the ones he doesn't get, but do we realize his 4th down conversion percentage?
I gave you the numbers.
They were through the fucking roof.
If you put a -7 on it last night for the touchdown and by the way, Hank, you are operating in the same space that the Sticks and the Dannies of the world operate in.
Yeah.
You are just assuming if you punt, there's a 0% chance they score. A 0% chance, which is definitely not the case. Not the case. If you want the ball 2 times to 3, Hank, I hope I coach a football game against you. I really do.
No. KG, but you nailed it. That's where we're at. How often do we hear somebody try to use the exception as the rule? Look at the numbers.
80% last night.
Okay, cool. That sounds good. What was that crazy stat they threw out at the end of the game? They were 6 and 7 in 4th down attempts against the Packers this year, and 4 for 4 from the red zone in touchdowns.
Yeah.
Come on, like that's our DNA, guys. Do you like 6 of 7? Do you like 4 4th down touchdowns?
I'll one up you there, Sean. Do you like 12 and 1?
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Because it's the backbone of the 12 and 1.
It is.
Cool.
Spenny, it's the backbone of it.
Yeah.
He's redefining football in front of our eyes, man. The 4th down is becoming such a crucial down now. And I know analytics plays a part. I don't want to deny that at all. But I kind of get the feeling from Dan Campbell like Jim Leland used to give me. He coaches off of feel. And I would much rather have a coach that has a feel and a pulse on where the game is in real time than to have somebody that's super analytical or a guy like Matt LaFleur on the sideline that's not willing to pull the trigger when the situation calls for it.
If they punt there, Green Bay has the ball last.
Yes.
Debate it.
I fucking love it, man. You can ask Easy. You can ask every single time. I was like, he's going for it. He's going for it.
Yes.
He's never going to get it. And when I see them go out there on 3rd and 4 and run the ball up the middle for 2 yards, I'm like, all right, they're fucking going for it again.
Somebody has to lead the way. And KG, as you said, analytics suggest, but somebody has to lead the way. Dan Campbell has changed the way the game of football has been played. He has. Guys have followed his lead. I look at Neil Patrick Waugh when he was with Colorado, okay? What was the time-honored when you pull the goaltender? Around a minute 15. Patrick Waugh's yanking his goaltender with 2 minutes and 40 seconds
Why
left.
not? What's the difference?
Right. And so you know what people started doing? They're going, okay, he's a whack job. Make no mistake about it, but
Makes sense.
we're going to start yanking our goaltender too. And so that's what KG, I see it every weekend. And a lot of times guys make reference to Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
And Dan Campbell has really changed the way that NFL games are called by their play callers.
You know what it reminds me of, Sean? And I'll bring this into my real life. And maybe this is a stretch, I don't know. Dan Campbell with the 4th down game is like Starbucks in the early 2000s when I kept driving past this coffee place and the line was into the street.
Right.
And I'm like, what is this coffee place? So I run to the stock market and I look, and there's a Starbucks, right?
Yep.
They're like $3.50 a share, $3.50 a share. I'm like, all right, man, I'll pump some money into that.
All right.
That's what it is. Like, there's no way it can be this simple, but yes, it can be.
Yep, absolutely.
3-2. Do you want them to have it 3 times and you have it twice, or do you want it 3 times to their 2? If they punt the ball there, the Packers have the ball last. You guys get to work in this projection world.
Right.
So do I.
And Dan Campbell don't coach scared. He wants to take control of the game at all times.
Yep.
And I love having a coach like that. When have we ever had a coach like that? This shit don't come around every day.
It's alpha male at its highest.
Yes.
It really is. We're the alpha male, and we're going to dictate terms on you.
Chuck Ken, love you guys. But
We
you
love
are
you
not
too,
only
man.
drunks, you are drunk on that stupid play calling.
Hey, 12-1, Chuck Ken. Eat shit, buddy. It works. It's not stupid play calling if you're 12-1.
Right.
Quit bitching.
It's different ways to coach, man. And Dan Campbell is doing it his way.
Jack Stark,
it's
Sean
working.
is right. Dan is resetting the league. Steve Wilds, Dan deserves a statue now. I want the Brad Holmes on top. Not only do I not want the Rensen torn down, I want Brad Holmes on the top of it, like that thing in Brazil.
Yeah.
What is it? Jesus the Savior?
Whatever it is. I want Brad Holmes standing there with his arms in the air like this.
I want him with apron mitts, like he's cooking something, like he's just pulling something out of the oven. Guys, it's time to eat, and he's kind of holding it up for everybody. That's what I want. Brad's cooking.
Put Dan Campbell right next to the spirit of Detroit. I don't care.
Maybe I made some movement with Stick. Stick in the chat. Dan Campbell is football Steph Curry. Stick, have you awakened? Have you been saved?
Listen,
He might have been.
He's not. Steph Curry changed the NBA forever. Dan Campbell's changing the NFL. I mean, we see it every week. That's not an overstatement. It's real.
Chuck Ken, you can't know they would have had the ball last. We had it 3 times to their 2, Ken.
Right.
So, yes, I can, Ken.
Ken.
Damn, you letting Kens down.
Tremendous one.
Is that the first one today?
That is the first one
I
today.
missed it.
Tremendous one in the chat. Hank is scared. No, there's a lot of people scared. And here's the overriding message of it all. Sean, and I'm going to keep coming back to this. Because it's time. Guys, it's going to be way more uncomfortable than it was last night.
100%.
I'm trying to tell them.
Wait,
Y'all
Sean,
not ready for the playoffs.
100%.
Imagine this. Say you do get the 1 seed and the bye. You know it's not linear, right? You know somebody who won a playoff game's coming into Ford Field, right? And they could have the lead in the game. They could have the lead. You don't just win 48-8 every time. Sean, it could happen. And guess what? You could be losing in the 4th quarter. Sean, you would have the little airline bag.
Do you know what it is? Like Neil, I'm going to say this again, and I don't mean to be like condescending, but gosh damn it, I have to say it. This is all new to us, so we don't know, like, honestly, for a lot of people, we don't know how to react. We don't know how to react to watching guys 3 or 4 deep who we don't know. Again, let's be honest, because I know we're supposed to be machismo and say, I knew every one of those guys. I saw that KG at Ball State, so it didn't surprise me that he made some plays. I didn't know who half those fuckers were last night. That's just real. It's real talk. I saw guys making plays I didn't know. But you know what you need to do? You need to accept it. Okay. That's what this football team does.
And thank God.
This football team finds a way. This football team finds a way to convert on these wacky 4th downs. That's exactly where we're at right now. Embrace it. It's real. We've watched it. And as Spenny said, and I quote, we're 12-1. Like, that's real. Like,
You should bow at the feet of this coaching staff.
Right.
You absolutely should.
Skydog722 in all caps. Hank, giving the Packers 0 seconds is a lot better than giving them 30. Anything else I can help you with?
that's a great line.
Simple math, basic math.
That's a great line.
That's all this is.
Yeah.
Guys, this is literally arena football. And Sean, that was my first job in media, covering arena football. The
forget?
Detroit Fury, Andy Kelly, to Junior Lord, touchdown. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, Sean. All right, with that being said, though, it is, if you watch arena football, that is the possession playbook for the NFL. You have to have the ball last in that league. Mm-hmm. You have to. And guess what? The NFL, Sean, is it more your father's NFL or is it more arena football?
Oh, it's more arena football. That's what they want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You've heard me say it for years. Defense wins championships. You know, all that stuff. Man, they don't want that anymore. The game's called that way. The penalties, everything. The focal point on the quarterbacks and protecting the quarterbacks, although they do kind of pick and choose when there's a hand to the face, let's be honest, and it kind of worked out for the Lions last night.
I love it.
Good teams get the breaks, don't they? And guess what? We're a good team.
Stick Radio, I said 38-20. Green Bay did better than I thought. Yes, Stick, thank you. And I'll take that coffee next time you're in, everybody. All right, let's take the break. I want to get into the Matt LaFleur thing. I've been waiting on this. Low-key.
Well, Matt LaFleur, I mean, you're not going to be buying real estate in Michigan anytime soon because we own free real estate in your head. But if you're looking to buy or sell your home, you should just hit up Mark White. Mark White will save you up to $5,000 on your closing costs. That's right, I said $5,000. Call him at Mark White, or visit him at markwhitesells.com, or call him at 248-290-8242. Mark White, he will put you in your dream home. $5,000, he'll save you. 5,000. Like, come on. Mark White, you should be your first choice. Easy choice. Best name when it comes to buying or selling your home.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Neil Rule here for FeldmanAuto.com. Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. They're Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer, the #1 EV dealer in the entire nation, everybody. But there's 18 Feldman Automotive locations. What if you want a Ford? What if you want a Kia? It does not matter. FeldmanAuto.com. Here's how it works. If you want a car, any kind of car, FeldmanAuto.com is the first step. You can even start the buying process online. It is that easy, guys. I'm telling you with this. Again, I had my car in about 90 minutes. I said, yeah, I want it. I had the keys in 90 minutes, everybody. That's with a trade-in, by the way. That's with a trade-in. So I'm just telling you, if you want to waste your whole day, maybe 2 days, go somewhere else. If you want to get your car and not be messing around, FeldmanAuto.com. All right. Back at it. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. My friend Sean Belizean is here. You in Monday, Sean?
Yeah, I'm in Monday. Hi.
Hello. KG, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. Kirk Morgan in the chat. They want to name a street after Dan Campbell, but people are too afraid to cross Dan Campbell Street.
I like that.
That's probably true.
Well
Might
done.
lose a kneecap on that street.
That's probably true. Lunchbox hooligans. Just wait till the defense is healthy.
I'm trying to tell you.
What's the word, Spenny? Through all this, like I got so caught up yesterday, and I know you're elite at this. Easy's elite at this. Shout out Heavyweights 5 to 7.
Shout
Tap
out.
in.
Shout out.
Like Pascal and the rest, Anzarike, all of them. What have we heard anything? Like, what's the deal?
I mean, Levi, Pascal, they're day to day, week to week, whatever you want to call it. They're
moment to moment.
Moment to moment, yeah. Same with Reeder, same with Decker. I expect at least 2 of those guys to be ready for Buffalo. Hopefully it's Reeder, Pascal. I think Taylor Decker should be good to go after this week. Like, he missed,
He's the one.
2 weeks?
Yep.
Dan Skipper played his ass off. Like, Dan Skipper, I think it was like 44 pass blocking snaps. He only allowed 1 pressure.
Factual statement.
Shout out to Dan Skipper.
Yep.
That was the best game of his career by far. And Big Skip going out there, take one of the most intimidating human beings you'll ever meet in your entire life, by the way. But the nicest guy ever.
100%. I play golf with him, dude. Yeah. I mean, I'm standing there looking at him with the golf club in his hand. I'm like, are you okay? Like, why are you so big?
Yeah. He is crazy. But those injuries, they're like week to week. So hope they got the long 10-day rest. Hopefully Pascal and Reeder and Taylor Decker will be ready to go against Buffalo.
What a bonus, because, like, honestly, Spenny, it's amazing after the fact how my mentality changed. I thought all week it sucks that we're playing on only a week break.
Yeah.
Because you had to wonder, would have Mosley been there? Would have Reeder been there? And I don't know the answer to that. I'm not going to pretend. But you can't help but ask yourself, if this was a Sunday game with a couple extra days of treatment, might these guys been able to go? Now to get that 10-day bump is huge. And same thing with Aleem McNeil. Let's get him right. Obviously, we know he came back in and then promptly came back out. Let's get him right. This 10-game bump. And oh, by the way, even playing a afternoon game is huge, Neil. It just is. I mean, right now you got to get yourselves right.
I'll ask this to you, Spenny, and I know the tales of your evening. KG and I were doing the watch party, so I couldn't watch it the way I wanted to. So my apologies to everybody. Did we get a report card on Broderick Martin?
Nah.
We didn't hear anything?
No.
I didn't.
So
No.
that's good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that fair?
That is fair.
Okay. Because
I think it's fair.
he was your guy. You went down there to training camp after they traded up to get him in the draft. You said that dude was bumping the pads out there. So I like it. I like the fact that we're not talking about it.
No, it's a good thing.
100%. That means, as a lineman, if we don't say your name,
You're doing your job.
you're doing your
got it.
job, man. Matt LaFleur. Sean, that was a mismatch of epic proportions.
Sure was.
Dan Campbell v. Matt LaFleur is not even a matchup. It's not even a matchup. You saw with his antics. You saw with his body language.
Yep.
Matt LaFleur, don't go into poker.
The early challenge, that 4th down challenge, like, what were you doing? It was a 1st down.
Right.
It was a guy that
Right.
the moment was clearly too big for.
Right.
Clearly too big for. So Matt LaFleur, you're not it, guy. He's not it, Sean. He's not. And we're here talking about a coach and his body language.
Right.
Soft.
Soft.
It blatantly soft,
Yeah.
too. Like, I hope some of the Packer fans kind of chime in. You guys, you tell me. Blatantly soft. Now, I'm going to say this. The cat in Minnesota is legitimate.
Yeah, Kevin O'Connell's a great coach.
He is legitimate. I've watched him enough this year. And, Neil, I know we talked about it earlier in the year, and I was like, dude, they got something going on. I'm not saying that they're going to beat the Lions, but I'm not sure they're going to fade like so many people think. He's a heck of a coach.
Yeah.
And Stick in the Woodward Sports chat says, anyone see that fan get in Maddie's face before the game? There was a fan on the field who was like doing the, holding the American flag, was chirping Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur walked up on him, and we're having him on the heavyweights today.
Hey,
so make sure you come check it out.
Shout out.
Make sure you come check it out.
Hey, you know what? I'm not saying go do it.
Do it. I am.
But.
Allegedly.
Do that shit.
But.
Had him rattled before the game started. Crash out Matt.
You're not that guy.
Not
to
that
quote
guy.
Benny Blades.
And shout out to Kirk Morgan in the Woodward Sports chat with the $10 super chat.
Shout out.
They wanted to name a street after MCDC, but people are too afraid to cross Dan Campbell.
1,000,000%. To quote the great Benny Blades, if I can get in your head before we've even kicked the ball off, I have won that battle.
Yep.
That fan, and Spenny,
Yeah.
I said the crowd's got to dig a little deeper. Ha ha! Look at that, man.
JT Olsen said that's high key bullshit. Keep fans. He was doing his job. He was out there doing the fucking American flag thing. Be more of a mental midget, Matt LaFleur.
He can't.
Let a fan rile you up. Little cuck. He's a cuck.
And it's really the whole Packers organization, bro. It go back to, when they GM came out and said we don't hang division banners. Y'all funny as hell.
They don't. All the chairs in the Green Bay offices all face a hotel room back.
Yeah, they're all in the
All
corner.
of them.
All of them are in the corner.
Nah, man. No, but like I said, it goes back to
KG,
when they.
Can you hit us with a y'all silly?
Y'all silly as hell. Man. All right. But yeah, man, it just goes back to that. And the reason why I called him the Ryan Day of the NFL is because he's a damn good coach against most other teams except Detroit. And this is what they're measured up to every single year now. Like every time that the Lions have gone out these last 3 years and essentially taken control of the division, that's what pokes at them the most. That's what their fan base talks about the most. We are the measuring stick now. This is why you had a Brian Gutekunst. Oh, we don't hang division banners. Well, that's fine. You ain't gonna hang one for quite a fucking while, and get ready for it. Because, hey, we are here, and this team, we've been so hungry for this division for a long time, and now we actually run the fucking division, and I can say that confidently now. We run the division.
And Dan Campbell plows your wife, you cuck. I hate Matt.
Everybody over there is sensitive. Everybody over there is soft. Everybody over there gets tight when they got to come see the Lions.
And so are the fans. Look at the fans now. Packers fans saying, "Oh, the Lions get all the calls.
yeah.
The refs won this
Like
one for
what?
the Lions." You've become everything you hate. You are nothing. You are dead. Good day, sir.
I got a text from my buddy who I've been friends with since I was 5 years old. Guy I trust with my life. Just text. Spenny's on one today. Fire.
Hey, I'm feeling good, man. We're 12-1. Again, even without half of the starting defense, the Detroit Lions are the best football team on the fucking planet. I get to wake up every day living my dream, talking about the best football team on the fucking planet and getting paid for it. Fuck the Packers. Right here, baby. Green Bay's fake. Yeah.
Steve Wild's in the chat. Jump into there, by the way. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel if you haven't. We just picked up 138 subscribers since we came on the air.
Thank you, guys. Seriously.
Shout out to all of you.
Thank you.
We wouldn't be able to do this without you guys.
75,000 subscribers. How many's the flagship got? Anyway, was that out of line? Sean, you got uncomfortable.
No,
A little
I
bit.
didn't get uncomfortable.
Okay,
No.
sorry.
You hit around the waist area. Just keep it up. I'm the referee. Just keep it up.
When you speak
If you do it again,
I'm
I'll
going to give you a point
deduct
deduction
Listen,
next
when you
time.
speak in fact, how can one get uncomfortable?
Well, you can go look that up to
That's
confirm
not
it.
my fault. That's
Yeah.
not your fault.
Yeah, you can go look it up to confirm it
Yeah.
if you want.
Go right
But
ahead.
anyway, that being said, Steve Wild, that fan's a hero. Get him on the show. What time? What time's it
5
coming
to,
out?
I think
Right.
5:45. I think we're gonna have him. He'll
Protect
be on
him.
the heavyweights. The guy's he's the man.
I'm going to be traveling to Youngstown for basketball this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm tapping in.
Oh, for sure.
I'm tapping into that.
Did you see, by the way, how
100%.
classy the Lions are? They hooked cheese grater guy Dave
Yeah.
Bodine, who you had on
Yeah.
the show.
Yep.
They hooked him up with tickets. He couldn't make it. He's an old buddy of mine. He couldn't make it because the Houghton Hancock area just got bombed with snow. But the Lions were like, "We got you, Dave," and he was able to give those tickets to his I think it was brother-in-law, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken. The Detroit Lions are doing everything right now. And this is a franchise, whether we want to
Yes.
admit it or not, that did everything wrong
For a long time.
for years. And not that long ago.
Sean, right now, the Detroit Lions are the best organization in sports, from top to bottom, from management
I'm not
to
gonna
ownership to coaching
not
to
gonna
team.
To drafting.
To drafting.
To financially.
Yes.
Mike Disner, Sheila Ford Hamp, Chris Spielman, Brad Holmes, all of these guys, man, all of these people. Sheila Ford Hamp's got the biggest nuts in the city. Remember when she came out in front of the media when Dan Campbell was 0-8 or whatever it was and said, "These are the guys. These are my guys.
sticking by 'em.
I'm sticking by them. They're going to get us right." What have they done since then? They've been the best football team in the fucking world.
Literally since that moment.
Sheila Ford Hamp, I love you.
You guys need to watch the heavyweights today.
It's going to be electric.
You can't keep this pace up.
I got leg day. I'm going to go do leg day. I'm going to picking up some creatine and some protein from the protein shop. I'm ready to go.
Turn your show
I'm
up,
ready
bro.
to go.
Hell yeah.
He can't keep this pace up. I'm
shit.
tuning in
Shit.
just to see if you can keep this pace
I
up.
can't.
Spenny's shooting 60%
Yes, he
from
can.
the field. Yes, the fuck he can.
I'm not betting against Spenny. Never bet on Black and never bet against Spenny.
That's a
Those are
fact.
2 rules.
Spenny's like Bam Adebayo right now on the good nights.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it, man. It was all night last night too.
Yeah.
I was feeling the vibe of second best. I was feeling the vibe of the city, and I told the camera, I told the fans, you're going to sit here and try to tell me the Green Bay Packers are going to walk into this city tonight and beat the Lions? You're out of your goddamn mind. There wasn't a single team in the world that was walking into Detroit last night and winning that game except for the fucking Lions, man.
Because you were 11 on 68,000 last
Yes.
night. Like, that's what it was. And like, we're up against a break now, but just real quick. We discussed this on the show yesterday. Like, the Lions fans had to wear this too. They had to pull their weight, and it was 11 on 68,000.
We show up every single effing time. Like, seriously, I didn't see a drop of green and yellow in that crowd.
No.
You remember when
Sean,
they used to sell out our stadium?
Great point. Sean, there was like a Packers fan in the camera shot. Like, and I'm sure it was a family of a season ticket holder. Like, Sean, that great take, KG.
Yeah.
There were no Packers fans last
Listen,
night.
it wasn't that long ago. Like you said, I will never forget. And shout out to Mark Spindler. Spindler and I were walking out of Ford, or it wasn't Ford Field, it was the Silverdome, and there were a bunch of Packer fans that were accosted by Lion fans. And Spin, kind of being the good dude that he is, kind of stopped these Lion fans from pounding on all these Packer fans. Do you know how many times we saw things like that? Forget it, at the Silverdome, the first few years of Ford Field,
It was
I can't
horrible.
tell you how many times, man, I'm walking like down near the Elwood and I'm looking at people and going, hey, guys, just be careful. You know, we've been at kind of a downtrodden franchise. I love them, but I don't want to see you get your ass kicked. And that's, like, seriously, I draw the line at that shit, man.
Yeah.
You need to check yourself. If you want to go beat somebody up because of who they root for, that's a you problem. Get your fucking head fixed, okay? but at the end of the day, it was one of those things you saw it more times than you could shake a stick at, and you don't see it anymore. Isn't it beautiful? You don't see it anymore. Our fans have just mounted up, and that's our stadium, dude.
IT Hips in the chat. Nothing better than victory days with this fantastic crew. Thanks for everything you do. The dream of the Lions being a first-class franchise is now a clear reality. And IT Hips, clear as day. Clear as day, man. All right, let's take the break. Let's get back on the clock. I want to have a discussion about, I like this too, real quick. Cheez-Its. Cheez-It 851. Neil, new name for the Lions defense. The Legion of Whom? That's
a good one.
That's outstanding, dude. Well done.
Hey, Mike Hilton, me and the heavyweights love you too, brother. Shout out to him in the super chat. Said I love Spenny/heavyweights.
I do too, man.
We all do.
I do too. Except when Easy gets on that golf bullshit.
He was on that golf
And he
shit
was-
a little bit
He
last
was a little
night.
bit. He
A
was a
little
little
bit.
bit.
You're his friend, right?
He
You're
was.
his best friend.
That's my
He was-
man's, but he was on shit.
But, like, no matter what Easy says, I want to put this out there. He looks analytically at the things and stuff. He is one of the biggest Lions fans I know.
No doubt.
And he wants the Lions. I saw people like, Easy's pissed off right now. Easy was the happiest guy in the room when the Lions won. He wants the Lions to win no matter what.
There it is. All right, let's take the break. And when we come back, I want to talk about another guy for this Detroit Lions team because I don't think he gets the respect and the Panther. Like the Ben Johnson thing and the offense thing, I think there's one commonality that makes it work, even in the passing game. And we're going to discuss it when we come back. Where are we going with this one,
Tell us
Spenny?
about KDK Law.
KDK Law, everybody. That's right. Kevin and Catherine. KDK Law right here in Birmingham. Let's be real for a second. I know we're all hopped up on the Lions and stuff like that. But some of you are going through divorce, child custody, all of it. Like the real world still applies, everyone. If you do not have legal representation, you might not get the result you want. That's where Kevin and Catherine at KDK Law step in. Scan the QR code on your screen right now. They're right here in Birmingham. They got 24/7 availability. So, like, if you're losing sleep, you can get this thing rolling right then and there. Over 10 years in the game, they've seen it all. You need excellence on your side. You can't lose this one. This is like a Lions game. You can't lose it, right? KDK Law in Birmingham, they will have your back.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
The bad boys from the NFL are here. Your 2024 Detroit Lions are the hardest hitting, highest flying, trickiest playing, grittiest team in the NFL.
A dominant team.
Get all your coverage of your favorite team right here in your favorite network. Woodward Sports. Enough Detroit sports. Make sure you listen to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz next, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network.
Are you overdue for a new car? Beat the holiday rush and get an amazing deal from Les Stanford Chevrolet. Right now, you can get a Blazer EV2LT with all-wheel drive for only $149 a month. Or you can get the Equinox EVLT for only $169 per month.
If you're
Go to Les Stanford today or click the QR code on the screen to check out their massive inventory. Don't forget, Les Stanford has Cadillac, Buick, and GMC as well. Les Stanford in Dearborn and Ferndale. LesStanford.com.
All right, keeping it pushing. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Sean Belizian in for D-Mac. Sean will be back with me on Monday. KG, Spencer Raxter, all of you, thousands of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread right now. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. We just keep pushing towards 75,000. We'll probably have it by the end of next week. Probably be my guess. And then we'll march towards 100. And, you know, the flagship will be looking around going, what happened? But anyway.
I can't stop thinking about that Bills game, man. It's about to be crazy.
That Bills game, by the way, we'll be live in second best. We'll get you the times.
Ooh. Oh, can't wait. Isn't that what it's all about, man?
Yes.
Like honestly.
Super Bowl preview.
Right, like just off of Woodward, shortly before Christmas. I mean, this is storybook shit.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
This is exactly how I wrote it when I was 4 years old, you know? Daddy, let me go to a meaningful Lions game in December. And shit, it doesn't get much bigger than this.
Stick, talking about easy. It's so bizarre. All he really has to do is wait to see how the game plays out. But he throws one pick in 4 games, and he jumps all over it on the text. Goff throws a dot for a tutty, and crickets.
He did say, Easy said there's a lot of football left. I mean, nobody should be excited for an interception. But no, there is a lot of football left.
Rich Baldwin, shout out Golden Grizzlies. Big win over Wright State last night. Held them scoreless last 2.5 minutes.
Shout out. Oh, you on the way
Burn
back?
in the chat. I was shouting at Packers fans as they walked out of Ford Field in 2021. We took the lead, and I asked, where are you going? The game isn't over. 7-1 against the Packers since.
Isn't that insane?
7-1.
Insane.
And they know it, too.
Insane. That team tortured us, man. Remember the
and
we
Sean,
can't win at Lambeau. We'll never win at Lambeau shit.
And now we're torturing them.
Isn't it beautiful?
Did you see the look on Jordan Love's face? Did you see the look on Matt LaFleur's face? That was 2 men that knew that they were outmanned, outgunned, and had no shot.
And
they knew it.
All that chirping shit. You see Xavier McKinney after the game?
Yes.
Emasculated.
And did you see this? All right, I'm playing it now.
Yes.
Dude, I fucking love this shit.
If ever there was tone in the face.
Yes. Where is that?
Look at the tone, man.
Look at that. Carried out like Stone Cold, man.
Look at the tone. Listen to that, man. That's fucking beautiful. I love this shit.
Is that what I sound like when I talk right there?
Yeah.
Oh, I get it now.
Yes, that's a visual representation.
I get it now, Sean.
I love that shit.
That was tone on a face.
He was like Stone Cold getting carried out by the police in Joe Louis. I love that shit. All that chirping for what? For fucking what?
You know what we have to do? Okay, you know what? I'm going to say it now. I'm a Grady son of a bitch, okay? You know what? We've owned the... Can we please go to Soldier Field and just sweep the
And stomp them out.
Yes.
Please, I'm begging
I
you.
want death to the north.
I'm begging
You know
Death
what?
to the north.
Sean,
begging you.
Sean, if you were a texter or a fan or somebody I run into in the street, I would say, hey, man, like, let's worry about Buffalo.
No,
but
fuck
for
that.
you,
I hate
Sean.
the Bears. I hate them.
If it means, Sean, if it meant 35-0 loss to Buffalo to guarantee that win over Chicago, you're in.
Yes! And guys, let's the loss to Buffalo, it would suck. We don't want it. Of course we want to win, but you know what? At this point in time, if you're going to mix in one more loss, mix it into the AFC team, okay? Take care of your shit in the NFC, okay? And then, you know what would be great? How many times have the Lions been in this situation, right? Where you go into the last week of the season and that last week of the season means nothing. I went to Buffalo many years ago and the game meant nothing to the Bills. And the Lions won the game and ended up winning the division and it was the greatest game ever. But the entire Bills starting offensive unit sat out. You know what? Fuck you, Vikings. Everybody sit in that last game of the week. I'd love nothing more. We're giving our guys off 2 weeks. We know we locked up the one, so not only are they going to get that week, but they're going to get this week off too as well. I want to be that team. I really, truly do. I want to be that team. But if we're going to talk about owning the division, okay? And all of us, hey, we own the North, okay? It'd be great. Let's finish it the right way 2 years in a row, but let's really own the North. Let's not go 1-1 against a crap team again like they did last year, where Justin Fields popped us and nearly popped us again, right? No. Let's finish this the right way. Fuck the Bears.
I mean,
fuck them.
Even before last year, we were 5-1 in the division the year before that. You can't tell me the Lions don't run this fucking division now.
No, they got the banner. They got the banner to prove it.
Yeah, it's death to the north, man. It really is.
No, it absolutely
Put them to death.
Woodward Sports Chat there. Theo Love was shaking his head on the sidelines over and over in the first half. Of course he was. They're not equipped. They don't have the proper tools to beat the Lions mentally, and that comes from their coach. Guys, I don't know how many times we got to explain this. Matt LaFleur and Dan Campbell. And the team takes on the identity. You see Jordan Love over there pouting on the sidelines. You see Matt LaFleur begging for a call and all of it. You knew how this was going to end. It always ends like this. They're not equipped. We need to get comfortable with the fact the Packers are less than. They're less than for a very, very long time. The NFC North is dead. It's dead for a long time. It's dead for a long, long time. The Lions own it now. And look, someone will probably see this, and I'll get a text from someone. How can you say that? Very easily I can say that. Watch the games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Watch.
Do you know what, Neil, to your point, do you know what I'm intrigued at? Are the Minnesota Vikings going to play the role of number 2 for the foreseeable future, or is it going to be the Packers?
Let me know how it works out.
Yeah, right? That's my only question. Is it okay when J.J. McCarthy gets the Vikings, and again, I respect the hell out of their coach. When J.J. McCarthy gets there, do they play the number 2 in the division, or does it remain the Packers? You guys fight amongst yourselves, and we'll sit on.
No matter who it is.
Holla back.
Right.
Hey, how's that? Let me know how that wild card weekend works out.
Whoever wants to step up to the doorstep.
No question about it. All right, let's do this. Let's take the break because there's 2 people I want to focus on, and I didn't get a chance to there because but Sean, as you said, man, just guys, we're rapping. We're talking. Our football team's 12-1. 12-1. 12-1. Where are we going? Just whatever.
Somewhere.
Let the fans watch.
Let the fans watch the live watch party. You know it was popping, and the post-game show at Hayes Social every week. Heavyweights are going to be down there next week. Make sure you tap in. Hayes Social is the best spot to watch a game. Presented by New Holland Brewing Company, Sabbath Coffee Roasters, Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza, and 1800 Tequila. Make sure you tap in. Like I said, Stick was going until like 1 in the morning last night.
And thousands of people were watching.
Thousands of people were tuned in. Those guys are lunatics, but it's a great time. Make sure you tap in and tap into Jars Cannabis. All right, Woodward sports fans, whether you're hitting the game or just chilling, Jars Cannabis has you covered. Jars is the home to Michigan's largest lineup of recreational cannabis products. They've got 27 locations across the state, repping Michigan in a big way. 9 locations right in Metro Detroit, so there's always one nearby. And if you're in Grand Rapids, Madison Heights, or Milan, get ready. New stores are coming your way soon. Jars Cannabis, it's got to be your first choice.
This holiday season, recharge with the Planet Fitness Black Card for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. So instead of fighting a stranger over a T-Rex, bring a friend for free and work out on the TRX. Instead of freezing in line for a deal, relax with some hydro massage feels. Instead of in-laws in your face.
Did you hear the owl?
Get some space at any of our 2,600 locations with the PF Black Card. Just $1 down, $24.99 a month. Deal ends Friday, December 6th.
Detroit sports. Make sure you listen to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz next, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Love Woodward sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward sports merch today.
Chicken and pizza. They're opening new locations in Fenton and Heartland. Fenton on December 5th and Heartland on December 12th. Go there for their grand opening festivities. You'll have a chance to win free pizza for a year, as well as enjoy the best chicken in the state and the lowest gas prices out there. Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza.
All right. Just like that. 2 segments left. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Jean Belize, KG, Spencer Baxter, all of you, thousands of you watching right now. Thank you. Sean, 12-1.
12-1. Like, and I don't chastise KG for saying we run the North.
You can't.
Right? Before, when people would say things like that, you're like, whoa.
No. 5-1, 4-2, 4-0.
We do.
Add that up real quick.
Right? Yeah. Go ahead and add that. Yeah. What? Like we do.
That's 13-3, right?
13-3. Yep. Around there.
You know,
they are 13-3 in their last 16 divisional
everybody
games.
wants to put the cart in front of the horse.
Bitch-ass division.
And you know what? It's okay to put the cart in front of the horse right now with this team because they built that resume, man. It's amazing.
I want to talk about this because I want to bring it up. And I saw this on social media. Dan Orlovsky tweeted it out. And I do this weird thing where I don't just like see something and say, hey, I thought of this on my own. Some people do that. I don't. But anyway, Sean, and it seems so simple to say, and it seems like, why would you ever talk about that? The Lions offense is the most elite offense in the NFL, largely because of Penei Sewell. And not because of the run game, not because you can run behind him. Do you see this man on the pass plays they run, the swing back screens, the outs, the misdirection pass plays that they do? He is constantly 15 yards down the field on dead sprints. Sean, am I crazy to say if we do it pound for pound that Penei Sewell is the most athletic player in the NFL? Guys, no bullshit. I'm being 100% honest with you. The most athletic player in the NFL. He's a unicorn, Sean.
Did you see Stokes' face? Like, honestly, that man saw the Lord. On that play, when he came running at him, he saw the Lord. Everything he did in his life passed before him, and the Lord was going, I gotta check the book of life, bro. I'm not sure I see your name in here. I mean, honestly, it was... Those are the types of things that guy does. No, Neil, you cannot downplay. You cannot downplay his impact on this
on the
team.
passing game.
You can't
not
do
blocking.
It. No, you can't do it. You can't downplay it. You can't downplay it.
Sean, is he slept on? Like
I don't
nationally,
think so.
locally, is he He's slept on, Sean.
You know what? I think people understand how good he is, but they're not giving him all the flowers that they should give. Does that make sense? Like, he's got a couple bouquets in front of him. That's nice. He should have a fucking florist around him. I mean, honest to goodness, he really should. I mean, that's how good he is. But, you know, we see it game in, game out. And think of all...
And that's fair. We get numb to it here. I won't be critical of us because, like, it's like the sun coming up.
Yeah. no, and that's a huge factor. How many times have you seen it where, Neil, there's been a guy that come in here and you've seen him from afar many times and you sit back and you go, man, I always knew that guy was good, but I didn't know how good he was because we're seeing him for the amount of time during the course of the game. And I think that's probably what happens when teams play the Detroit Lions. The Buffalo media is going to come in and watch Penei Sewell and go, okay, we haven't seen this team since Thanksgiving a couple of years ago. We saw this guy when he was young. Holy shit, is this an impact player? This is a franchise-changing type player. And I don't use that term lightly. He really is a franchise-changing type of player.
And it's not because he's a tackle and like blocks in the run game and doesn't give up sacks. Although he gave one up last night, he's a human being.
Right.
It's not because of that, Sean. He is elite because he does things no one else can do in this league. Name another guy. Spenny, you're an offensive line insider.
Mm-hmm.
Spenny, you feel what I'm saying here, man? And I'll even back it up to say this: like Ben Johnson's like the wizard, right?
Yeah,
he's the wizard. He couldn't do, like, if he went to Carolina or went to Chicago or he can't do what he does here because of Penei Sewell.
And it's first of all, he's the face of this rebuild when you look at players. He was the first player taken by Brad Holmes in his tenure in Detroit. And there was a reason they were jumping up and down in the war room when they got him. There was a reason he was slamming the table when he got Penei Sewell, because this is what he foresaw. This is what he knew he was going to be. And I'll take it a step further, Neil. There hasn't been a guy like Penei Sewell in the NFL ever. The amount
at his position,
the amount of pulling he does from the tackle spot is you don't do that. You don't pull your tackles like that. You don't leave your quarterback to have a running back or tight end chip that defensive end because your tackles lead blocking for someone. You don't do. They do it every snap.
It's
every snap.
It's
they pull him in pass plays for pass protection. They pull him. They wham block with their tackle. Like, you don't do that.
Pass play.
It's insane. It's insane.
That play from Stokes, when they showed the backside look at it, where he, to Svenny's point, he came from the right side all the way down and then 10 yards downfield and found himself face to face with a 195-pound safety. Well, what the fuck do you think is going to happen when those two meet?
Business
face to face?
decisions.
Right.
Yeah.
And that, you get out that cape and you let the bull run by. But the athleticism that he brings at that size is, you can't put a price tag on it, Neil. You really can't. There are so many underrated aspects of this team. And to your point, maybe we do need to fill his room with even more flowers.
Sean, he's a unicorn in this game. Like, unicorn.
He is.
For as good as Jahmyr Gibbs is, right? And he's making a case for the best running back in football.
He's taking that next step.
He's making a case for it. Penei Sewell is that guy. And not even pulling on pass plays or anything like that. Not even that, Sean. The mentality. He walks on the scene and squares up immediately with Nick Bosa.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately. And says, look, bro, that shit's over from the past.
Yep.
You got to deal with me now. And then, like, 2 weeks later or whatever it was, Aaron Donald, same thing. Squares up and says, what?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What?
We're arguably the greatest of all time at that position.
You see what I'm saying? But he knew it. He knew it. We didn't even know it at the time.
He's a different human being. He's a different human being.
Yeah.
Spenny. All right, here's the thing. All right, this just came over me. When is the last time you saw an offensive tackle that was a weapon in the National Football League? He's a weapon.
And I made this statement earlier in Penei Sewell's tenure, and I'm going to take it even further. because I love Barry Sanders. I love Calvin Johnson.
Spenny, I don't.
When it's all said and done.
I don't hate where you're going.
When it's all said and done, Penei Sewell will be the greatest Detroit Lion of all time.
There it is. Give him the bell.
When it's all said and done, Penei Sewell will be the greatest Detroit Lion of all time because he will deliver you at least one Super Bowl. He was the face of the rebuild in Detroit. He brought grit back to the Motor City, and he is the most versatile lineman in the history of the NFL.
He is unquestionably the best at his position in the National Football League. He opens doors to your offense that no other tackle in the league does. I will fight you. I will fight you in the streets. I'll do like Spenny, 1:30 a.m. in Royal Oak, 30 style boxing, long curly mustaches. It makes no difference. I will put up your dukes. I will fight you. I will literally fight you in the street if you do not think that Penei Sewell is the best offensive tackle in football now. 2 years ago, the most dominant player. And Sean, I'm curious to get your reaction. Maybe I'm lost in the sauce. Maybe I'm caught up in the moment. I think Spencer's right. And I think when it's all said and done, and it's tough for an offensive lineman to do it, but the real ones know, Sean.
Penei Sewell is the best player in the National Football League.
Your thoughts? Are we being too aggressive?
No. I think let's pump the brakes on greatest Lion of all time. Okay? If everything continues on its trajectory and barring injury and God forbid all that stuff, you have to include him in the conversation. You do so much of what you do is because of him. It really, I don't think the average person understands that. I mean, honest. Okay, let's call ourselves out. How long did it take for everybody in this room to figure out just how important an offensive line was?
Yeah.
Like honestly, me as a fan, it was one of those things. Well, what happened? We've got this great running back. If these guys aren't blocking anybody up front, it doesn't mean dick, right? You can't put a price tag on a great offensive line, and this guy, you plug him into any offensive line and it becomes elite. It's hard to argue with that.
You put him on any team in the NFL, and he is the best player on that team. He is the best player in the National Football League. If you're starting a draft today, you can have Josh Allen, you can have Patrick Mahomes. I'm taking Penei Sewell 1-1.
Shout out to Nitty Gritty in the chat. If they redraft it, he would go number one if they redrafted that 2021 draft.
Well, yeah, unless your GM's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, right. And there was a lot of talk about Micah Parsons and all that shit. Just imagine what the trajectory of this team would be.
Are you on E&E? Are you on E&E today? You are?
Yeah.
You tell Tom Mazaway this for me.
Okay.
Penei Sewell, Micah Parsons is not fucking close. It's not close. It's not even in the same area code. That shit's in the 989 up in Saginaw.
Imagine if the Cincinnati Bengals drafted Penei Sewell instead of Jamar Chase.
We would be having...
They would have won the Super Bowl. They would have won the Super Bowl if they had Penei Sewell on that team.
You know how I know?
Because Joe Burrow was running for his life.
Aaron Donald wouldn't have got home.
No. Joe Burrow got sacked 9 times against the Tennessee Titans and won in the AFC Championship game. That wouldn't happen if Penei Sewell was there.
Woodward Sports chat thread. JT Olson, Sewell's such a stud. Top 2 offensive tackle in the game. No, 1.
He's a Bucs fan, so he capes for Tristan Wirfs, but it's not close.
Yeah, he was good. Half a decade ago, he was good. Hey.
Tristan Wirfs is a very good player, but Penei Sewell
100%. He ain't Penei Sewell.
No.
Andrew, Neil's 3v2 possession breakdown was legendary. That's what I live for. Hey, Andrew, you ain't getting that on the flagship. They're not nuanced enough. Their callers aren't nuanced enough. You guys are. You guys are the smarter ones. That's just all I have to say about that. Woodward Sports chat thread. He deserves a $500 million contract. Sign him for life.
I'd sign him to a 10-year contract.
He's underpaid already?
Yeah.
He signed an extension.
He should not play a snap for another team.
All right, Sean, let's take the break and then come back and wrap this thing up. There's one more guy I have to bloviate on. But first, let me bloviate about Planet Fitness, everybody. The bottom line is this. I needed to make a change in my life, in my lifestyle, in what I was doing. Planet Fitness is at the core of all of it. This isn't on their sheet. It's not like some corporate speak. I'm just telling you my experience with Planet Fitness. $24.99 a month, the Black Card option. You go to any Planet Fitness in the world. That removed the excuses for me because wherever we are, it does not matter. There is a Planet Fitness close by. In my travels, I go down to South Florida. There's one like a mile away from where I stay because that's Planet Fitness. They're always a mile away from wherever you are. If you truly want to change your life, You got to do the work. Planet Fitness is going to do the work for you, but they're going to give you the tools to do it. Tons of treadmills, tons of cardio equipment, tons of weights if that's your thing, 30-minute circuit, all of it. Go take a shower in a nice clean locker room, nice clean facility. All of it's right there for you at Planet Fitness. Guys, I'm being serious here, man. I'm just sharing my playbook with you guys. If you want to do the same, go to planetfitness.com or pull in the parking lot. And oh, by the way, some of you have gym memberships. You're paying $90 a month for it. Why? I can tell you this. The weights weigh the same.
Thanks.
Don't pay more money to lift the same weights. Go to planetfitness.com. Leg day for Spenny. Here we go, everybody. Planetfitness.com.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
The bad boys from the NFL are here. Your 2024 Detroit Lions are the hardest hitting, highest flying, trickiest playing, grittiest team in the NFL.
A dominant team.
Get all your coverage of your favorite team right here in your favorite network. Woodward Sports.
Neil Rule here for our injury insider, Dr. Jeff Pierce of the Michigan Sports and Spine Center. He comes in, he breaks. When we have breaking injury news for the Lions, for the NFL, for all of it, Dr. Pierce joins us, and his clips on social media are incredible, everybody. But that's what it is. He can also help you. He can also help me. He's helped Spenny as well. If you're a weekend warrior, Dr. Pierce can get you right the same way that he helped save Darren McCarty's career. Ask him. He'll tell you, as a matter of fact. His visit's powered by Amon-Ra of Southfield every Tuesday with us here on Big D Energy, every Thursday with Ermanni and Edwards as well, because they got to stack the deck. So Ermanni and Edwards, like when the injury news comes out, never mind. I'm just talking right there, KG. Don't laugh at me. All right, again, our injury insider, Dr. Jeff Pierce. Scan the QR code on the screen. It is Dr. Pierce. The petty's real.
It
Sean.
is.
Like, it drives me.
I'm not going to argue with that. I'm a big fan of Penne and Petty. I am. I'm a big fan of both.
Stick in the Woodward Sports chat says, shout out to the new Noah. He's the newest member of Woodward Sports.
Yeah.
Noah B. Little known fact, we grew up with each other. Like, his grandparents lived two houses down from my house growing up, and so we used to hang out all the time. We started talking about Oak Ridge and Chicken Shack, and I was like, "Yeah, I lived on Cunningham, right over there." He's like,
Oak Ridge Market?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the real ones know.
Oh yeah.
He's an elite YouTube guy.
He is.
Oh, man.
Yes.
That a boy.
He's the man.
He is
elite.
We've grown since
I
he's been
tallied
here.
our numbers, like the heavyweights numbers. By far the biggest month for clips and for live shows.
Because of Noah.
Because of Noah. He is single-handedly the best hire that Woodward Sports has ever made.
Tim Patrick.
Hi, Tim.
Off the scrap heap.
2 tons.
I was told we didn't have a number 3 receiver.
I was fucking told that Tim Patrick wasn't shit. I was told by you guys. All you out there. Shout out Sam Flannel.
Yeah.
I was told that Tim Patrick is too old and slow to be effective. I was told Tim Patrick wouldn't be part of this offense.
Fucking dumb.
Look at Timmy, 2 tons. Look at him out there, dude. Come on. You see that route in the end zone? He said, oh. He's so good.
That's such a feel-good story, too. Can I get sappy? I'll, play the dad of the room now.
Yeah.
What a feel-good story. Uncle Sean here to tell you. Because, you know what? All jokes aside, I was told the guy's career was done. I was told.
Practice squad guy.
Yeah, I was told all the same things that Spenny was just talking about. Good for him to go out there and do as he did. That was beautiful, man.
We have a number 2 receiver at our number 3 spot. Like, it's been a blessing to see. He was putting up numbers in Denver with bad quarterback play. I mean, really bad quarterback play. So for us to land him here, it's been absolutely amazing. We made so much fuss about that number 3 wide receiver spot the whole offseason. We haven't spoken a fucking word. The whole season.
We got better.
This guy.
Yeah,
we got better. He's an upgrade over Josh Reynolds.
The 3 we had last year just got cut.
Yep.
Yeah.
got shot and got cut.
Dude, it really is. I'm sorry. I know I said it at the beginning of the year. This is the have it your way offense. How do you want us to beat you? Like, honestly, it's like, here's our value menu.
Have it your way.
You pick. I want you to pick. And that's where we're going right now. We are living such a magical, charmed thing. And maybe, just maybe, this is a reminder to all of us next year, instead of losing our minds because Spenny or Easy or Neil suggested this guy is our 4 or 5 receiver, think about some of the shit that we were losing our minds about before the season started. It's insanity. Thus, heavy is the head that wears the crown, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to put that crown on our head. But some of the shit that we were hyperventilating about, it's like, come on. Like you said, Kiji, all right, I'm cool. That's our guy.
Since he touched the field, we haven't said a word about that wide receiver 3 spot. We haven't seen Khalif Raymond, and I love Khalif Raymond, but he hasn't been a factor in this offense at all.
Right.
Tim Patrick,
except for the 1 week. Except for the 1 week, because that's his team.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. That's a fact. He's a special teams demon, but ever since Tim Patrick has touched the field, he has taken that position and ran with it.
And it's exactly what we needed. How many times did we say it? We need a big body receiver. We need a big, he's 6'5", 210, 215 pounds. And he's out there running. Oh, good luck trying to stop a 7-yard hitch with a guy that size. He boxes you out. He's going to make the fucking catch.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. It's a wrap. What do you think about this, Benny? Danny G. J-Mo better than Reed.
Yes. I mean, let me check my evidence. Jaden Reed, 0 catches, 0 yards. How you doing? How's your sister? Shout out. Jameson Williams put on a show last night too.
He did.
He did.
That you know what? I can't believe we went this far in the show without mentioning
We never said his word about
What
it.
a good problem to have.
Good
What
problem to
a
have.
wonderful problem to have.
I was told he was a degenerate.
Well, yeah, he's a degenerate. He's a problem.
A thug.
We're not going to re-sign him anyway.
Yeah, they should cut him. I heard they should cut him.
We should cut him.
We should trade him.
Culture.
Yeah.
Well, there were
They're
two.
sick of his act.
Yeah, so that was the famous word. We're sick of his act. We should trade him. Okay. If you think he stinks, we'll trade him for a 5th-round pick. Well, no, I want a first. Oh, okay, then he doesn't suck then. I don't know how you did this for so long.
Dude, it's the greatest game in the You Be the GM was one of the funnest bits because they would call in with trade requests like that, and I got to give them dial tone live on the air.
Shout out, young guy. Take your pants off.
Shout out Dial Tone.
Shout out Dial Tone. Shout out Pantless Sundays.
Shout out Pantless Sundays.
yeah.
Right? Pantless Sunday. Because this Sunday, I don't give a shit.
There's no reason.
You letting it all hang out.
I don't give a shit what you guys do. The lines are 12-1.
Right. Big
Play
dangle.
your silly games.
I know we're working overtime right now, but I do want to bring this up to Rich Baldwin because it backs up to what you said, Pantless Sunday.
Pantless Sundays.
Lions fan will be rooting for Kirk Cousins on Sunday because they go to Minnesota. Sean will be pantsless.
Yeah.
Are you red zone or are you locking into the game?
Oh, it'll be red zone, all right.
Okay.
It'll be the red zone.
No, I'm not talking about below the waist.
That's correct.
I'm talking about on your TV.
Shout out to Tabitha Gale in the Woodward Sports Chat. Where's Brandon Katz? I haven't seen him in a while.
Tabitha Gale also said, told you Patrick was going to ball out. Told you guys. No, you did, Tabitha. You did.
He was my X Factor on the morning show.
Sean, you want to know what?
I put $50 on him, two and a half catches, over 2.5 catches. Shout out Caesar Sportsbook. I didn't expect 2 of them to be touchdowns.
Right.
But I'll fucking
Well, you
take
should have
it.
did that.
Yeah.
Sean, here's the deal. This is what Thursday. Every week something new unlocks for me, and this is one unlocked for me. And I get what you're saying about Kirk Cousins and the Vikings and that game and everything like that. I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't. My work is done. Our hay is in the bar.
Yeah.
We won Thursday. Sunday, yeah, I'm going to tap in. I'll tap in and I'll watch the game and I'll root for you. But it will have no impact on my Sunday.
And I'm not telling you not to do it. Have a blast, man. Like for me, I don't care. Like we're 12-1.
How you doing?
Yeah, good luck to all of you. I don't give a shit.
Vikings, pull up on Ford Field and see what happens to you.
Pull up on me.
To quote Joik Bell.
Yeah.
Pull up at Ford Field and see what happens.
Facts.
See what happens. You'll
be lucky to make it out of Detroit alive.
Absolutely. And if your car needs a charge, you won't get that either because mine will be on there charging for free, baby boy. Yeah. All right, that's enough for today. KG, I had to.
No, I know.
I'm
a
sorry,
snowflake.
man.
It's
I
cool,
had
man.
to.
We rocking, man. We rock. We good. We was good last night. We good today.
For somebody that asked, my car will be charging for free. Ha ha! There we go, Sean. I did that one for you. For Sean Milesian, for KG, for Spencer Renfrew. Hey, enjoy your weekend off.
Yeah.
I will.
Monday, Sean and I will be back. This squad will be reassembled. I can't wait. I can't wait. Oakland basketball, Saturday, 2 p.m. Youngstown State on the radio. Give it a listen. Well, see your 12-1 asses later.